On this episode of Creative Lounge, we sit down with Gilbert Asante. Gilbert has worked with global brands like Meta, Hennessy and JQ. Beyond that, he's been involved in projects with global icons.
So what's your key turning point that changed the direction in your career?
I think that would be when I started looking at this as more of like a business.
Sharing insights from the intersection of culture, technology, and global collaboration, we dive into his journey, lessons from working on international platforms, and how talent can position itself on the global stage.
What are some of the mistakes that entrepreneurs and creatives do when they want to scale their branding? I'm also going to learn from it.
In the global scale of things, I think they are also looking out for people that are able to do certain work that are very distinct and scaling up based on that. A lot of people just look at the bigger picture, but they don't tie that to what they are actually,
Their work.
This is one conversation you don't want to miss.
How do you balance creative freedom with strict brand restrictions?
I'm looking out for like making sure my work is like, culturally like driven. I'm looking for trust. I'm looking for truth in the stories that I tell, being truthful to yourself.
Yeah. So we do have Gilbert in the house. Gilbert, welcome.
Thanks for having me. Finally doing this.
Yeah, 2 years down the line, I met you at a photo gallery.
Yeah.
Someone introduced you to me and I went on your Instagram page and I was like, wow, your work was amazing. I've seen other photographers, their work, but how do you come about all these nice and innovative pictures that you take? And you are not just, he's not just a photographer, he's also into videography. And I got to know about this just as we were having the interview. And I was like, wow, you're also into videography. So what really inspired you to go into this whole creative journey?
Right. So the journey started years back. I'll say probably like let's say like 12, 13 years ago. I came across a solution that I wanted to offer like certain people because I had a design background back then, and I was helping people solve certain design and web issues that they came they came up with. And I used to do like website stuff. I used to do like some graphic design stuff for clients. And one of the challenges that I was facing and they were facing would be getting good quality images to kind of elevate the designs, elevate the websites that like I was creating and the work coming up. So out of that, trying to help them solve this, I got curious because I started dabbling in that, got a camera, trying to help the situation, because we're not at that time, photography wasn't like a big thing in Ghana, so it was just
photo.
Yeah. So like you design certain things for people, and then they will bring certain photos that literally would just make your design just like look trash. So I invested in that, and together with a friend of mine, we came up with the production house where we provided that as a service. I mean, that's me cutting the story short, but it was just basically me, tapping into, that gap that I realized that, okay, you know what, I could actually offer people, this service, and it also helped the kind of website and designs that I was also offering them, and make them better. So that is how it started, and we are here now.
Yeah. So what's your key turning point that changed the direction in your career?
I think that would be when I started looking at this as more of like a business, rather than just just like a passion driven project, because photography is something that a lot of people, and I speak about myself as well, that when you get in you tend to not take things, seriously on the business aspect, because I mean, think about it. You can easily get access to that, but there is a lot more to it. And the business aspect literally is what kind of turned things around for me. That coupled with earlier on, I had an uncle of mine that that introduced me to it was just like one of these digital cameras back then, and I went from a formative journey. I traveled to Japan, where I really got intrigued with some of the things that I saw, the way that they attach themselves to their culture, the spaces, and it was how do you call it? It was one of these exchange programs. So
and Japan is a very disciplined country, so I think you got to learn a lot from their creative side.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I got a chance to actually get myself involved to see what how they apply their daily creative lives to what they do. So the school that we had the exchange program with, they some of them were already practicing like graphic design and stuff like that. So that was a huge turning point for me. That sort of gave me that drive to pursue this in a much serious way, because at that time they were way advanced, so I can imagine.
You went there with your old Ghanaian camera and you were like, what am I seeing?
It was crazy. That was the very first time, like, one of the families that I stayed with, they printed a card, and like it was crazy to me, because I'm like, at that time in Ghana, for you to be able to do that, you have to go to a printing press. You have to go to a printing press and get that done. And these are like, they literally in the house. They had a printer in the house.
Everything.
Like, I'm like, what is going on here? So I think that stayed with me. I was about like 19 years at that time. That stayed with me. And even though I was like, later I pursued like my engineering course.
Oh, you're an engineer?
Like that's what I studied.
Okay.
That's what I studied in school.
Okay.
But I mean, the passion has always been there.
So Gilbert, you are a world-class photographer and a videographer.
I like that title.
Yes, they should check you out on. I mean, his Instagram, what you call ID is on screen. Guys, go and check him out.
I think I've been calling myself an amateur photographer.
No. You saw the way that I said, no. Yeah. Okay. I mean, looking at your work, what are your core values in your work and your decision making?
Okay. I think there are quite a number of values that I look out for. Now I'm looking out for like making sure my work is like culturally like driven. I'm looking for trust. I'm looking for truth in the stories that I tell, because for me that is very important. It just makes things easier. You're not faking it. You're telling real stories, and also diligence, because the work needs to be taken seriously. And to top it up, that will be collaboration, because there's not much that you can do in isolation. I think collaboration is one of the most I'll say top of the values that you can help create something remarkable.
So you work with brands like Hennessy and Meta. These are global brands. Yeah. And how did you get these partnerships?
I don't think there's a one
and JQ as well.
Yeah, I don't think there's just a one cutout way in getting some of these projects. Okay. Some of them have been based on the research that they have done, and they've gotten in touch.
Wow. This shows you're a world-class photographer. Because if you're supposed to do a research and they choose you, it means you're a world-class photographer. And I like the concept that you came for the what you call Meta
Thank you, thank you so much, thank you so much.
Guys, go and
The
watch
one
it.
with Lisa.
Yeah,
Thank you so
Lisa,
much.
one
I
of the
think that
best
was
dancers in Africa.
that was the one of I would say our highlights for 2025. You know, coming up with that story. That was a very interesting one. Yeah. So you were asking about how
they contacted.
Yes. So I mean that's one of the ways. Also, sometimes some of these projects you get to pitch, and you get to kind of put together your treatment, your vision, and then they look at it and they decide to go with you. So these are some of the ways in which we're able to get to work with some of these brands.
Yeah, you did mention earlier on that you are culture inclined when it comes to your work. So how does this global brand expectation influence your work? Because to be honest, if I come to your page, I'll see that it's culturally inclined, but at the same time, you do have these big brands coming to you. How do they influence your work?
So the way I see things now is when it comes to my work is basically making sure that the work is kind of cut out as a brand for me. So when any person or any brand is reaching out, they also know what they are going to get, from me, and based on what I've done previously, based on some of the works that I've done. So in the global scale of things, I think they are also looking out for people that are able to do certain work that are very distinct.
Okay.
Yeah. So because I mean there could be so many things that you could do, but then how is your work different from other people? So when it comes to the global perspective, it doesn't change much. Some of the global brands are always looking for you telling like that very authentic story. So that it doesn't really affect what they are looking at in the global scale. But adding the global scale to what we are doing culturally. I mean, we are in Ghana, so if you are in Ghana and you want to tell a story, you definitely have to tie things that are culturally relevant to the place that you are in as well.
Yeah, I've left media brand because there was so much restrictions. So I just want to ask you this question: how do you balance creative freedom with strict brand restrictions? Because as creative, we have the freedom. We have to have the freedom to dream, to come up with these innovative ideas. And you're working with a brand that also has this strict restriction. How are you able to maneuver that?
So the way I see it, I don't actually call them restrictions.
Okay.
I see them as a framework.
Guidelines.
Yeah. Yes. Basically, I see them as a framework, and I've spent some time understanding some of these global brands, some of these partnerships that they involve in. It's always good to understand things from their perspective, and you take that framework that they've given you and you operate in a very creative way within that framework. That kind of also helps you, be unique. Because think about it, if there's no framework, you can literally do anything. It could go, in so many ways, and it probably wouldn't be unique to their niche. And at the end of the day, when you are doing such a project, I see it as a commissioned work. As much as you are tying your creative, your creativeness to it, it needs to also fit their framework of what they are trying to do. They also have their audience. Do you understand? So I don't see that as a challenge. It's more or less like a nice framework to work within, basically.
Okay. I mean, Gilbert, I know you are also into branding.
Yes.
Which is Miss Jacob. You do a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to ask you, what are some of the mistakes that entrepreneurs and creatives do when they want to scale their branding? I'm also going to learn from it.
some of the mistakes that
Case.
they do
Yeah.
when they
Because
want
I've
to
seen you
scale.
in a conference. Which
Mhm.
country was that? Was something
Which of
there?
them was it?
You have been to a lot, though.
Um,
Was it
um,
was it Dubai or something? Was like yeah. So it was a brand.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, we had it was more or less like a personal branding.
Okay.
I wouldn't say conference, but it was more of like a workshop
Mhm.
basically. So it had a number of people, and we basically like tailored a lot of things, for them to be able to help them with their personal branding.
Mhm.
But I mean, to answer your question, you want to know what
Some of the mistakes, yeah.
that
At least we are also not just we are also educating some people here.
I think it's really boils down to being truthful to yourself,
So yeah.
and looking at what you want to do and scaling up based on that. A lot of people just look at the bigger picture, but they don't tie that to what they are actually
The work that goes.
doing. Yes, so there is a lot of miscommunication
Mhm.
with the brand, and that, like, with every brand you need to do that research. We don't like to do research basically in this part of our world, so that being able to just research and knowing what works for you,
Mhm.
based off of that would be a good foundation for you to scale up, and also hire the the right people, like
Mhm.
hire the experts.
Mhm.
Now with AI all around, you can imagine a lot of people feel confident to do a lot of things, but imagine you doing that against a professional doing that. So if you want the best results, you definitely have to get a professional to help you scale up.
How do you stay relevant in this competitive creative industry? Because it's been 2 years now that I got to know you, but I know that before some years you were still in the creative industry, and
Right.
for the 2 years, it's like every now and then you come up with some amazing work, and I go like, this guy is good. How do you become relevant in this whole creative industry? Because it's something that a lot of creatives can't do. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Well, I don't have a perspective on that. I think maybe that I leave that to let's say the audience,
Okay.
basically.
So is the audience that
For me, I am pushing hard. Like every time there's we always want to
Mhm.
level up, even better than where we are. So if I should do like a retrospect, that's when I could actually kind of maybe feel the way that you are feeling. I don't think the goal is to stay relevant. The goal is to take up every project and make it,
Yours.
even better
Better,
than
yeah.
the last one. So for myself and for my team, that's basically how we look at we look at things, and we make our clients happy. So from that, our best form of advertising is recommendation. And people getting to see what we've done for other people, people getting to see what we've done for brands, and how we've been able to elevate and boost what they are bringing up, and they're like, hey, we want to work with you and want to try this with you. So that's just how it's been.
Okay. Gilbert, apart from working for other brands, you also have your own company that's your own work, or you're always working with brand, or you're busy because you're a good photographer and videographer, so everybody's coming to you and you don't have time for your own work? Or do you have your own projects that
Yes,
you have that we can talk about?
Absolutely. So I mean, in terms of the company that works for other companies, that's a Lace Up Media. So that is the production house that handles most of the creatives that you probably see on my page. I also have like personal projects.
So that's you are the founder of that company.
Yeah, I'm the co-founder.
Co-founder,
of it, yeah.
okay.
So I also have personal projects that I'm I'm backing on. I have some exhibitions that are also coming up. And then also we just launched, some postcard series as well.
Okay.
That is also one of the personal projects that I have. But I have something new coming up soon. Yeah.
We like to spoil it on this show.
I wouldn't want to spill so much, but yes, just watch the space soon. You're gonna see something exciting coming up.
So Gilbert, you're not leaving us alone. I know a lot of photographers are in this country, and from my own point of view, I see most of them don't take this whole photography seriously, like how you've been able to level up in your game and you've not just become a national brand. What should young creatives do so that they can level up like you?
I actually want to see them level up even way more. Like they should level up even way better. Yeah. I just like I mentioned earlier, I think one of the turning points for me was when I took this craft as a business than anything. I think if they should also look at things that way, that's going to really be very helpful. And it's not even just about photography alone. This cuts across in all the spheres. Like that, we have so many untapped, sectors of our economy that if we should take, seriously, and we should look at it, business wise, is going to really elevate this country into even greater heights. So if I have any advice to any person that wants to pursue photography, would be to look at it more on the business side of things. And there's so many things that you can tap into now. There's so many aspects of it that you can even go into to have like an economically good business that can serve you and your family as well.
Yeah, I mean, for you are successful. How does success means to you in your journey now? For me, I think he's successful in his journey. How does success means to you in this journey now?
I think for me, like I mentioned earlier as well, it's more of the collaboration. It's more of the community. It's more of the being able to provide, let's say, corporate brands, the solutions that they need. I see myself as somebody that is able to solve problems with digital solutions. Yes. So that is success to me. That's what I look up to be able to solve these issues. Anytime I receive like a brief, I look at it like, okay, here we go again. This is something
exciting to work on.
This is another exciting mission to solve. So that's just how I see it.
Okay. Now you're not going to leave us alone again. You're going to give us 5 tips.
Wow.
That we can learn. Like a lot of people here want to brand themselves. 5 tips, because when you look at your profile alone, it speaks money. So when someone is coming here, you go like, oh gosh, can I afford this man? So
absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. For every project that we do, the project is scaled to your budget, basically.
But your page scares me to even talk business with you. So I want to also have a page that will scare people and go like, wow.
I don't think that should be the aim.
So any 5 tips that you can?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the first thing is not about just the logo. Okay. That's the first tip that I'll give. Another is to be truthful.
Okay.
And like with your intention. Yes. So that is even for yourself as a brand, and also when you are doing things for other people. I would say look at everything in a collaborative perspective.
Okay.
If you look at it in
competitive.
isolation,
Yeah.
there's just little that you can do.
Yeah.
Now I am seeing like I moved from more of being a very technical person into being somebody that directs spaces for other people to be able to create the best, out of themselves in order to be able to, let's say, create bigger projects. So collaboration is something that I see as a big tip when it comes to branding. It goes a long way to help you. Which number is that? How many have you done? 3 or 4?
Three. Yeah.
Okay, so 2 more. Okay. When it comes to branding, when I look at branding, I also look at things based off on. It's more or less like a story that you are telling. So when you're telling a story, you need to look at the people that are going to be the audience. That's
your
what
audience,
you need to also look at. It's very, very crucial to be able to tell the story that fits the people, and they are able to understand what you're doing. I think my last tip is going to be what would be this tip?
Maybe the 4 is okay.
The 4 is okay.
They should follow on your page for more.
Yes,
when they go to your page, they will know the 5th one. They should go to on your page and they will know the 5th one. We are going to end this whole discussion. But what legacy are you intentionally building through your work?
That's a big one. Was that part of the questions?
It was part of the question. That's the last question. I mean, what legacy?
That's a big one.
I think you've already created a legacy. So, I mean, it. Maybe you are a big dreamer, so there's more to it.
Trust me. Yeah, definitely. I think the legacy that I would want to leave would be to be able to help brands, especially local brands, elevate in their storytelling, elevate in their branding aspect of themselves, elevate, to be able to sit at par with, all the other international brands. So whenever I work with, especially when I work with local brands, I'm really excited because I always see, the room to be able to level up, these brands. Like this is a time for me to show a transformation. So that is the legacy that I want to leave with, is being able to, say that, hey, like I've been able to transform, these brands to be able to, move from A, to B. I think that's going to be a great fulfillment for me every time.
Do you want to tell us your incoming project, or you want to keep it here to your heart?
Incoming projects.
Something that you think.
There's a lot. There's a lot coming up. I don't think usually some of these things are tied with NDA, so I don't think it's you don't want to just go and talk and they will just take your contract. Understand, he's a businessman. I think that's the 5th lesson that they should take from you. It's not every contract that you can talk about. But yeah, there's a lot of exciting things coming up this year. Just check on the page. Just check on the page. There's one that we are currently working on. It's a documentary. For one of the major local brands in Ghana. So just stay tuned, and I think right now what I'm also beginning to do is document my process a lot.
That's great.
Yes, for other people to actually see what goes through, what goes in with the works that we do, because there are a lot of people that actually don't appreciate the work behind. I mean, even look at what we are doing here right now, like with the number of cameras and the equipments that comes, together for us to be able to, get
put out
something
content. Yeah.
good. So that is the part that a lot of people don't see, and that I think they get excited when they now get to see, okay, so like this is literally what,
not easy.
Yes. I remember one of the projects that we did. I had a friend, the person is not into the creative space, and when they saw like the behind the scenes of the projects with all the cameras and all the people, like about 20 crew, moving up, and I was like, that's crazy.
Is that what you guys go through?
Yes. And I was like, what do you think? I was like, oh, I thought maybe it's just you with your camera, I guess. So yeah, it's like I think it's an exciting thing. So they can just follow the page and get to see us also tell the stories of how we shape things for other brands as well.
So I know by now a lot of my viewers would like to follow you. We've played some of your works on screen, and they want to see more. Even though the social media is on the screen, some people also want to hear.
Right.
What are your social media handles that they can come on your website that you think they can, or anywhere that someone can contact you?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I think for all my socials, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. The name is at Gilbert Asante for all of those. I also have a website that you can also check out my portfolio. That is gilbertasante.com. We also have a corporate website for some of the corporate works that we do. So if you want to check out some of the corporate works that we do, you can find them at laceupmedia.com. Yeah, I think that sums it up.
Yeah. And your last word to leave us?
I'll just say stay truthful to yourself, create, collaborate, create partnerships. Let's change the narratives of what we experience in this side of our world. And I think that's going to just help us shape the world.
This has been a very inspiring conversation. And if you want to comment, you can comment in the comment section. It's nice to be important, but very, very, very important to be nice. Comment, subscribe to the channel. So from us, we say bye.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, you're welcome.
A Studio 88 live Ghana production.